Alright, hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How is everybody doing? Let's see who is here. Henber, hello. Funky, hello. Sumo Peep Show, alright. Hello. 765 ODM, Anderly, hello. Jura Pika, hello. LFK. Alpaca's an FR4, so 2021. Hello, Job Havers and others. Hello, J Reggie. How are you? Hello, Job Havers and others. Indeed. Indeed. Anyway, how's it going? Hope everybody's doing alright. Okay, let's get started, shall we? So today we are building a very unique board, kind of out from the depths of very maximalist sort of design, and that board is this board called the Hans NEO802. I think it's called 802 because it's version 2. There was a version 1 at some points, and I think it was like some kind of small run and in the other side of the world. But it's called Hans keyboard because it was designed by a designer named Han, and they are in this studio called Tohsi Industrial Design. And so Tohsi Industrial Design is kind of like a brand name. WinMix is like one of these vendors who's running it, and they're like a co-founder of that vendor, you know, running it. Click.io is currently opening the GB, and so the project itself is called Hans Keyboard, and it's being produced by WinMix Production, and the design is by this Tohsi Industrial Design Studio. And so it comes in this very well-packed box that I need to open up. And so let's see how we do opening this up. It looks like I could probably just unstick this, actually. I think I'm just gonna unstick this cover. It's probably easier. Yes, this is a lot easier than I would anticipate if I had to open it the other way. Just gonna open it through here. Futurebound, hello, how's it going? Okay, so open this up. What's this? This is just a, oh, it's just a piece of paper. Okay, so this is the box. Let's take it out. Sick board on the desk. Thank you, thank you. All right, so it looks like I'm opening it the other way around. So, WinMix Production X Tohsi Industrial Design. It has a pocket here. I've never opened this, so I don't know. Okay, so it comes with a wrist rest. So this is the wrist rest inclusive kit, the one that I have here. So I'm assuming that's a foot for that. These are like the little clasps for the sides. And okay, let's take this out of here. How do I do this without ouch. Maybe I'll just flip it over. Okay, let me. This is one very well packed box. Okay, so the keyboard is down here. Let's take this out. So here is the wrist rest. It's all metallic, sort of like this. Sort of grayish sort of tone, silverish sort of tone on this, and looks like yeah, it's kind of interesting. I actually don't understand it. Some sort of magnetic plate, and then the bottom. So very interesting design. Okay, well that's cool. Wait, so where does this bump on go? Oh, over here. Okay, so this bump on will go over here like this. But alright, so now we got the keyboard. Why is it removable? That's a good question. I don't know why this is removable. I don't know what this is actually for yet. I would need to look at the product page to see why this is removable. But hey, maybe if it fits something useful, maybe you can do that. But I don't know why it's removable. Okay, so we have a bump on. That looks over-engineered. As I said, it's a very like maximalist looking design. We got some thumb screws looking things. Oh, indeed we have thumb screws. And some gaskets for the thumb screws, I assume. Like that. So these are the ones that go on the sides, I believe. These are actual screws. Huge. Very cool. Okay. Then, we got a metallic keycap for F13. That's cool. Kind of looks almost like enamel coated. It's so glossy. Okay. We have another keycap. This one's heart-shaped. Just silver. Maybe to swap out different accents? Yeah, maybe. Maybe this you can actually have some kind of accents in it. Yeah, and then we got hardware. So we got some Allen wrenches. I'm not using them, so I'm just gonna put them on the side. And then we have these little, we have a daughter board and a cable here. We have a bunch of screws. So this one actually comes from here. This is the, these are the, like, it's like, sort of like these, like, leaf spring-like wingies to allow for the plate. So it's sort of some sort of like leaf spring-like design, from what I can tell. Similar to, it reminds me a little bit more of like the way the Salvation is assembled, but it's not like a tray like the Salvation. It's like sort of like on the periphery of the board. And then this, I'm not sure if they're these screws or are these something else. Oh yeah, these are the little little like gaskets for the those leaf springs. So it is kind of more reminiscent like the Salvation or some of the other like point gasket designs out there. So I'm just gonna put this in a tray so I don't lose them all. Okay. We're gonna need that daughter board, so might as well take it out. Screws, just put it aside. Okay, so looks like we have this silver unit here. Is it silver? Yeah, it looks silver to me. Okay, wow, this is, there's a lot going on here. Well, look at that. Oh, this is just a card. Looks like an alt card sort of thing. But look at that. Has a code number, produced by Winmix Production, designed by Tohsi Industrial Design, so it basically has all the engravings. Has a engraving that says Tohsi Industrial Design up to top, and then it has these little flaps on the side. I believe that's for the wrist rest to sort of go in there. Let's look at the back for a second. So looking at the back here is, so on one side you have, come on focus, you have the USB-C is kind of like in a weird position. Like the USB-C is between like F3 and F4. So you have an F13 type top, with in between F3 and F4 you have the USB-C port, which is rather an interesting choice. And then there's these like shapes, and then there's just all these like little accents in between. And then the bottom you got like all the engravings. You got this very glossy sort of like almost like enamel coated like accent, red accent. And then you have a gray anodized piece, like a plate that covers screws here. It looks like it covers screws all the way around the board. So it actually covers it all the way to the front. So it kind of wraps all the way around to the front. So rather interesting. so it kind of like feels like a little bit of like armor or something. It's kind of interesting. So that's that. And then we got internals. Oh, speaking of internals, I need to get some other extra parts. So okay, so that's the box, quite complex. Let's now get what's in here. I don't love these bags because they catch on the parts really easily. I'll just rip it out. This is too bothersome to not be ripped. Okay, so we got an FR4 plate here. There is foam as well. There is an ANSI plate, flex cut FR4 plate. Then we got like a sort of like P foam sheet. And then we have a flex cut PCB and some case foam. So this is hot swap. I also actually received separately here replacements, not replacements actually, but here I received plates that are no flex cut. So there's no flex cut PCB and plate as well. So I actually got those and I'm gonna use those instead of the flex cut ones. But basically there's a flex cut version and a non-flex cut version, and you can choose to use the foam or not. That's up to you. Actually, you don't have to use the foam. The foam is kind of optional. But yeah, there's flex cut and no flex cut, as you can see. So we can go with no flex cuts at all, or you can go with all flex cuts if you want, right? So if you compare the PCBs here, right, you got no flex cut here on the left, and then you got put the foam aside, flex cuts on the right. So flex cut, no flex cut is basically the options that you get. In terms of options for the PCB, let's take a quick look. So it's it has PCB mount stabilizers, and then you got some you have a caps lock LED already in it. You have step caps lock, you have ANSI and ISO left shift. The bottom row is fixed to 7U, which is interesting. And then you have fixed ANSI, fixed right shift and full backspace. And then you have ISO and ANSI compatibility for the enter key area. So you can actually do this ISO or ANSI, but the right shift you cannot split, just FYI. It is an F13 style board, so you have the more compressed F row. And that's about it. It looks like, I'm not sure what chip this is, UB32F, but it's not the standard Atmel or STM style controller, but the different controller. There is a reset button over here, and then there is a standard JST port over here. So this is the no flex cut version, and this is the flex cut version. So obviously that's how it looks, right? Fix 7U on the WinKey return it. Yeah. So I did want to point out something interesting that I saw when I opened the plate with the no flex cuts actually all arrived in a separate package, and so I opened that first. And the first thing I noticed was that the plates are designed to be plate mount stabilizers. So like if you look at this ANSI one, this ISO one, you can see that the plate cutouts are for plate mount stabilizers, and so the initial design looks to be supportive of plate mount stabs, right? So this is clearly for plate mount. And so at first I didn't notice that right away myself. That was my mistake. And I was like, okay, well, so hold on a second. So you know, it's plate mount stabs, but the PCB actually does support, the PCB actually supports PCB mount stabs, right? So if you pair a PCB mount stab PCB with a plate that only has plate mount, like, it technically works, but the only problem that I did notice right away was that the enter key has south facing PCB mount stabs, but the plate didn't. And so at first I kind of like gave feedback to Clay Clack, and you know, in this case they'll communicate it to WinMix. But basically I shaved off a part of the south facing stab here in order to create clearance for the PCB mount stab on the plate. But technically I could just use plate mount stabs and it would work fine. So yeah, My personal opinion is, well, if the PCB supports PCB mount stabs, then I should just use PCB mount stabs, because that's what like a lot of people who build custom keyboards will opt for. And you know, why have a plate mount stab plate if you do have PCB mount support on the PCB itself? So anyway, I gave feedback about that. Hopefully they just revise the plates so that they can allow for the clearance on the enter key, which is the only key that requires it. All the rest actually has the proper clearance for stabs. So yeah, I just gave them that feedback, just to let them know. And so that's probably all good. But yeah, we can use PC mount stabs, no problem. The only thing is, for this anti-plate over here, I did have to file the bottom part of the enter key here, just a little bit, just so that it would clear the wire. But that's the only difference, in terms of like this versus what would actually come out of the box. So with that clear, let's go ahead and build it. Solution: use both PCB and plate mounted stabs for maximum stability. Yeah. I heard that if you use different kinds of stabs, it'll provide stability multipliers. Just kidding, not really, but yeah. Okay, so for now, I'll just put these plates and PCBs away. There's quite a few of them. While I'm at it, I'll also put the foam away. Let's do a no foam build. It should sound pretty okay with no foam as well, I hope. If we need the case foam, we can add it later, but for now, let's leave the foam aside. You know, I'm not a type of person to use foam all the time. Okay. So put that aside. Okay, so let's see. Alright. Diego, who is Han? So Han is the name of the designer who works at a studio called Tohsi Industrial Design. And so it is not Han from Han Boards, the person who designed the, like, it's not Farhan who designed the reflection and a few other boards, right? It's not him. It's not the one located in the U.S., specifically in Texas. This is a designer from Asia who works at a studio called Tohsi Industrial Design, and that's Han. I am Cab from WTX Engine. Yes. All right. So yes. What is this? Oh, it's just a auth card, I guess. Yeah, it's just like an auth card. Cool. All right. Alright, let's get to it. So, let me see. Okay, so we got bump on, so maybe let's place those first. These are the long style feet. That's just the gasket thingies. Okay. Hi Kiwi. Yeah. Can you hear him? He is been very oh, hi Kiwi. Hi. Hi. Bye? Hi? Bye? Be careful. Oh, bye. He came and left. Okay, bonbons, bonbons. There's so many. Drop something here? I don't think so, right? Can we get a sound test of the King Saber? Yeah, sure. Give me a minute here. Let me just put the bonbons on and I'll do that. Okay, so bonbons for my wrist rest over here. And then for the board. Wow, this is I have to say, this anodizing or coating, I think maybe it's anodized, maybe it's coated, I'm not sure. It's very like granular, like very grainy. Like it's like, it has so much texture to it. You can see it's kind of gritty, right? Like, it's like, it has like, it's just has a lot of texture to it. Let's say like if I rubbed a piece of plastic or something on it, you would hear it. Let me see, do I have like a, yeah, here, low grit blasting, yeah. Okay, let me put the mic close to it so you can hear it. Oh, maybe it's not that bad. Yeah, it's very it's very textured. Very textured, but you have also fine anodizing over here. So I think this is coated and that's anodized probably. I think that's just anodized, like regular gray anodizing, and that's some sort of coating. It's very like, it's very textured. Like you can definitely feel it with your fingers. If you're into this kind of like finish, it's kind of cool, but not everyone loves like rougher finishes. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's a nice, it's like, it's consistently done though. It's a very consistently done finish though. It does look nice in this like lighting and stuff, but yeah, definitely very textured finish. Like you can see the difference between the anode and the coat, and then you can, inside here you can see this sort of like enamel coated red, sort of like, not enamel, but like, you know, it's like that like very like glossy sort of coating. Almost looks like tape, but it's not. It's just very glossy sort of finish, very smooth, very slick. But the rest of it looks like it's very textured in general, aside from those like gray anodized portions. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty even. Yeah, no streaking for sure. Is this silver or classic? That's a very good question, but I think this is the silver unit. I'm pretty sure this is the silver unit. They did ask me which one I wanted. I actually had asked them for the pink one, but I didn't get it, looks like. So I think I got the silver one. I said, can I get the pink one, if not the silver? So I think they sent out the silver because that's what they had available. Don't send it to the UK. RIP. I'm so sorry, dude. That's so awful. I'm sorry that happened. I guess that's how the daughter board will go on in a bit. Okay, well, that's cool. Alright, yeah, sure, I can do a quick typing of this guy, right? Let's see, okay, So just typing. Alright, so this is the King Saver if you were curious. Oh, sorry, I know it's being blocked, but running out of space here. Hold on, let me move things around. It's so messy. I think they saw how many parts there were and gave up. Yeah, that sounds like it. That hard cap is kind of cool. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of some of the more like shape designs that other like makers do. All right, this is a King Saver. This has SKCM blues with steel plate. Oh, oopsie. Whoops, tab was muted. Oh, was it? I can try it again really quick. Is this Topper of MX? No, this is neither of them. This is Alps. Yeah, this is Alps, SKCM Alps. Yes, I have heard of this brand new switch that just came out called SKCM Blue Shaft Axis Alp Mountain Switch. Thank you for the suggestion, Mason. All right, yeah. So this the King Saver is pretty old. It dates back to like I actually don't know. I think it dates back to like I'm gonna say I don't know how old the King Saver is. I think it's like 2000 and I actually don't remember. I think Mr. CBA has a good post. 2013, 2012, I don't know. It's pretty, I think it's like 2013, something like that. So it's like a 10, 11-year-old board now. So it has a, it has its age now. Would Nihon Jam switch open to work while they're mounted to take tops off? We can try, but I'm pretty sure it would, yeah. Where's my keycap puller? Here, let's try it. Yeah, it probably would. It probably would. I think it would, yeah. Yeah, it does. It does. I'm gonna push it back. But yeah, it does. Yeah, you can definitely open them up. I mean, but you can do that with pretty much most Alp switches. If they're solder, you can definitely open them up. The way the clasping mechanism works on Alps is very different from MX, so that's why. All right. Hello, Soren. How are you? Okay, so let's get to building. Still hoping Nihon will do regional printers. That would be nice. But yeah, I mean, I can imagine the whole licensing problem is it's always a concern to have, right? Okay, so let's start with stabs. So for that, I got some cherry stabs today. Some regular cherry. Let's see, is this 7U? Oh, that's 7, okay. And 2U. Oh, do I need more wires? I need more. And I need to clip these as well. I need one more stab. Okay. Bit tired, but overall okay. How about you? I'm doing okay, Soren. I'm doing fine because I haven't started my job yet. But that'll probably start soon. Restored but missing SKCM oranges for it. Oh, Zenith ZKB2. That sounds nice. Those are very pretty boards. And I do feel like for Alps, vintage cases are probably the best. Just like good old plastic cases. Why are Alps so sought after? People like their vintage stuff. They are just different from the way MX works. They just kind of feel and sound very different. So they kind of have their unique charm, I guess. And just how everything goes in anything vintage or, you know, relatively collectible. It's a charm of wanting something different and unique. And they're not in production, so it's kind of like a lot of other vintage stuff. It's like a dwindling supply, right? Like there's a lot out there, but there still is a limited supply, so to speak. So people, I mean, the prices are not bound to get any better as the supply continues to dwindle, right? So that's probably why. Same thing goes for Topper. Yeah, it's just different from the rest kind of thing. It's like has its own place being unique. So that's why people want to try it, want it, or want to collect it even. It's like wanting a typewriter or like a retro computer system. Like you like it because it's unique. Has a collecting value as well. M3501, you got it for SKCM oranges. It came with whites. Oh yeah, I think those do come with whites. Yeah. Okay, clip those, and now we get to lubing everything up. I enjoy hoarding things with a decreasing supply because rarity, exclusivity, and resale value. Well, if you're hoarding, are you worried about resale value much? If you're truly hoarding? I feel like true hoarders don't really resell. That keyboard you're using looks super new. When GB? GB happened 11 years ago. Vintage and different, yeah. Mainly that's the main. Yeah, I would say that's the reason. Yeah, I mean, just how it goes with most stuff that's sort of like in the tech computing scene, right? Like, there's, I mean, people like will collect things like Game Boys and, you know, like iPods and whatever. It's like, yeah, they are worse than what's out there now, sure. I mean, worse in terms of like, you know, like computing capacity or whatever it is, but they're collectible and still usable because they are also uniquely different. But they're technically outdated systems, right? So it's kind of the same idea. It's built with Alps? Yeah, this one is, it can only be built with Alps. The PCB only supports Alps switches, and the board itself was designed to retrofit a certain Alps keyboard's keycaps only. You can't use other, like, you can change the alphas, but the modifiers are different. So, like, as you can see, the backspace is longer than 2U, the pipe is longer than 1.5U, the enter is longer than 2.25U, right? You can see that the keys are different. So yeah, it fits Wang 724, 725 keycaps. And that's like it was basically designed after the vintage, like one of the, like a vintage keyboard with specific keycaps. So it's basically the metal version of, metal edited layout version of that, because the original one is much bigger, has like a full size. I do prefer orange Alps over salmons, personally, or even browns I don't like as much, personally. Browns are very tactile, but they're just a little bit too much for me, for like daily use, let's say. And for clickies, I do prefer blues over whites. And there's like other rarer stuff that some of it I've tried and some I haven't, but I don't have a strong opinion of any of them. But if it's like overly expensive, like kind of don't have the charm for me, at least. I don't know. I don't collect Alps that strongly, to be honest. I have a couple and that's about it. The King Saber I got because I think it's a very attractive board in terms of like old customs, but then it also sounds nice in my opinion for a metal custom. With Alps, I feel like there is a lot worse, possibly, and also, I mean, to be honest, Alps sounds better in plastic cases in general, so. How do you feel about modifying vintage cases? I think modifying vintage cases is fine as long as the use case is practical. Like, as long as the use case is like not very like, I mean, it depends. It depends. What purpose is it? How rare is it? Things like that. Like, yeah, like if you're modding something that there's only one of in the world or something like that, you feel like you're kind of wasting the potential of it being immortalized in a museum, so to speak, let's say. I mean, I mean, that's a very dramatic example, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like, it's like, if you're basically like modding something that you think is, like, if you could have just instead replicated something similar and then modified it to your personal preference, and that's cool. But if you're basically making something extinct for the purpose of modifying it, then that's kind of silly. Yeah, like, yeah, enamel the logo. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you're just giving it like a touch up. That's like saying you're gonna grab a case and paint it, but the case is pretty ubiquitous. Like, you know, it's there's a lot of them out there, and you're like the one person who did it. Yeah, who cares? That's fine. You're just making it. Actually, I personally think it's better if you're going to modify it and use it or give it like a good purpose in its lifetime versus you getting something and then not using it at all, or like basically it losing its purpose entirely because you like, it's like if you don't modify, you wouldn't ever do it, like you wouldn't ever use it. Then I would rather, I personally would say like it's better to see something modified and used than to just make it sit, do nothing. But I'm a more pragmatic individual when it comes to these things, so I prefer it if it has a purpose. I got the Zenith for the SKCL greens. Okay, for more of the case and switches. Yeah, linear greens can be a bit yeah, not everyone is built for linear greens, specifically because in Alps the travel is shorter. It feels shorter, and so yeah, linear like linears in Alps in general are kind of very different sound and feel wise, and might not be for everybody. I would say like a lot of people don't love them. Is that Wise I see? Not Wise, Wang, actually. Wise would be different and uses DCX, I mean, sorry, DCS caps, the SP DCS caps. Different font. What is Wang WTF? I'm learning. Is it still thin? Actually, I don't remember what the thickness of these caps are. We can check if you want. It's relatively thick. It's like not too thin. Maybe not as thick as Cherry. Are they normal Alps profile? Yeah, they're like normal OEM style Alps profile. The main difference with the profile would be, I think if I recall correctly, the arrow keys and these bottom row keys. These are actually, is it the opposite? Concave? Concave or convex? I forget which one's which. Always forget which way is which, but these are curved the other way. But if you look up, so this keyboard is called the King Saver, but if you just look up King Saver, there's a post by Captain Badass on Keycaps that has a lot of history and background on the King Saver, specifically in the Wang 724. It's like a post that's called, I think it's called like King Saver with Complicated Blue Alps or something like that. If you look up that post, you'll find Captain Badass's build log of it from many years ago. Actually, the owner of this board was like, oh yeah, like I got this because I was inspired by that build log. If you chose an OG set to have a DCS run, which one will it be? An OG set to have a DCS run? I would love to see like sub legends. So like Arabic would be kind of cool to see in DCS. Personally, there are actually like other languages sub legends. I think they might be either printed or something for DCS. I'm pretty sure I've seen like POS like OEM boards with sub legends on them. I'm not sure if printed or some other form, but yeah, I think it would be cool to see like sub legend stuff for DCS. Otherwise, like, I mean, like I was hoping that Lily would rerun. Don't think it ever happened. Ankit was gonna run that at some point, but I don't think it happened. Old GMK set or a community set? An older set in DCS. Maybe like Burgundy or like relatively older. How about like I actually don't think I want Carbon or Hydro or any of those sets in DCS because I feel like the contrast of those is not that good. And so I don't think they'll like look that great. Ski Data maybe? Terminal, Ski Data, like those kinds of sets would be also kind of cool. Burgundy would be kind of cool, yeah. I don't know. The only problem with new key sets nowadays is that I don't really want to spend money on anything. So I've been definitely like not buying a lot. So even if it happened, it's kind of difficult to feel much allure to things these days. Have a lot of stuff already. Symbiote? Oh, Symbiote would be pretty cool, yeah. Although, if you do that in like Gorton style font, Symbiote would lose a lot of attractiveness due to the low contrast, but I guess the low contrast in a way can be part of the appeal. So, I don't know, mixed bag situation, I think. It can be nice, it can be a little bit not as charming, perhaps. So, yeah. I don't know, actually. When you put it like that, I'm a little bit unsure. Were you interested in DCS Dolch? Yeah. I did enter the run that had been gone through whatchamacallit, through Thawkeys, but that ended up not happening, if I recall correctly. DCS Honeywell also happened, right? Through Divinity. That was nice too. Okay, so the playfield's a little tight because of this plate mount style cutout. And so let me see if everything's good on this. So just a little bit on the tighter side though. Just need to fit it properly. Okay. Oh no, the tabs do fit. It's just tighter. Yeah, okay, they do fit. But I do think I'll make the recommendation to the designer that it would be nice if they could just do PCB mount, cause they're not their plate, but their PCB supports PCB mount, which is that's the funny part to me. If it supports PCB mount, why not just make everything PCB mount supporting, right? Cause the PCB supports it, so it's like if the plate could just be like the cutouts for the plate could just be the right design, then it's fine, you know? I think that's my opinion at least. Because I think anyone who is building custom keyboards will want, like they'll want PCB mounted stuff, right? In general, like I feel like plate mount people associate it with like what, like OEM stuff. I guess a lot of people will associate that with, right? So yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's just check that it fits. Seems fine. The spacebar does feel a little tight though. Oh, I don't like the wire on this. Let me see, it feels pretty tight. Everything else is fine. I think the spacebar cutout is kind of tight. I'll probably tell the designers, or like give feedback for the designers, that the stab cutouts, I think, yeah, should just be done with PCB mount and a little bit less tightness overall. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Oh, Kiwi. Does feel a little tight, but I'm not sure. Filing time? Maybe. I do kind of want to file it so I just avoid having to use plate mount. But it's very minor. So I'm not sure if I'm just trying to check if it's the wire or the. I don't think it's. Yeah, I think it's just this. I'm just gonna trim it a little here. Not sure which way it is tight though. Let's see. Just sideways? Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna file it mildly. It's gonna be super minor. It's not even much. How did Alex build it with PCB mount? File it away next to my hopes and dreams. Alright, I think plate is good now. So just file it a little bit on the side of the spacebar cutouts, and it's good. Let's try switches first to see if everything's good. We should do KBBQ again sometime. When are we doing KBBQ? When's the New York visit with KBBQ? Also a great question. Yeah, just come through, right? Easy peasy. Okay, it doesn't look like it's gonna bind, so let's try it out. Nice. Good. Okay, sounds pretty good to me. I do like how this FR4 plate here is like yellow colored like the PCB. It's the first time seeing an FR4 plate that is not just like the boring black. Or I've seen like the silver one, sort of like silver looking one, like the ones that Wilba had for his Salvation runs. Those look cool too, but this is the first time I see like a actual PCB yellow colored FR4 substrate. So it's actually kind of cool. Diego, it's possible my wife will want to come to New York Comic Con again. Oh, I think next year we're blowing all our vacation in Japan again. Wow, damn, that's nice. I do want to travel to Japan as well at some point. That would be nice. Or to Asia in general, to be honest. To be quite honest, anywhere is fine. Not too picky. New York City meetup at Sushi Amane? Oh my god, Sushi Amane. Ooh, actually I went to omakase recently. It's relatively new. It's near, it's like in the Soho-ish area. It's called Sushi Saiko. And it was not bad. It was like 17 courses. 15 courses, like plus 2 appetizers, I think. And it was like $120. And it was really nice. It was really fresh, but more importantly, they had some interesting techniques on like some of the served fish. Like they had like this really interestingly like smoked salmon They also had like bluefin that was sort of like really interestingly done. Yeah, they had really good fish. It was quite solid. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, we went out for a birthday, and so it was quite nice. Their big shrimp one was also really nice. Super juicy, kind of sweet, really yummy. I can recommend it. It was really good. It was really solid for the price. Wow, I have not done an Alpaca's build in a long time. I decided to do these because, I don't know, just kind of felt like it. Felt like not doing cherry this time and trying something different, and I was like, alpacas. I actually have a pack of these that I haven't used in a long time. So lube them up, and then it happens to be an FR4 plate, which I think people say they paired pretty nicely with the JWK stuff, so this worked out. Yes, New York Comic Con is a year away again. I did not go myself, but I do know friends who went. It's quite packed, I heard, this year. I heard it was good though. It's a great time to visit the city. Yes, right now is an amazing time to visit. We've had like hot and colder days. Kind of interesting, like going back and forth. Climate change totally not real. But it's been an interesting twist of weather turns here and there in the past few days. It's been just like the other day we had like 27 Celsius, which is like what, almost like, it's like 80 degrees or something like that. I don't even know how much. I actually forget my conversions now because a lot of our devices are set to Celsius. That's what happens when you are with someone from a Celsius using country. You just use Celsius and you don't really go back to anything else. It's been almost a year since I visited New York City. Yeah, it's been basically a year. So when I formed a core memory of walking down 59th Street listening to T-Swizzle. Unique core memory. Yeet. Hello, Patty. Thanks for the tier 1. How are you? Keycon I could probably swing. Oh yeah? Are you going to the one in DC? Oh wait, do I have fewer switches than I need? I mean, yeah, than I need. It looks like I might run out sooner. I might have miscounted again. That's fine. I do have a bunch more here, so I can quickly lube them up. But that's funny. I typically don't miscount it like this badly, but okay. Whatever. Or unless I misplaced some here. No, I actually miscounted them. By 5. Wow, that's a lot. That's weird. Okay, let me get those switch opener. Sweet Alpacas back when JWK didn't have insane leaf issues. Is that right? Is that how it goes? Bet they still had loose stems back then. I wouldn't be too surprised if they were that much different, but maybe I'm imagining things. And loose housings. I guess someone has to have some issues. Can't be all perfect like the Lord Almighty Cherry MX, am I right? Because they are so perfect too. Right? Cherry can do no wrong. Don't need replacement springs or anything. Yeah, for real. And films too, right? Don't need films or replacements on anything. Yes, right. Cherry don't need no help. Cherry MX is a strong, independent switch manufacturer. Sorry, I had like a bunch of other springs in this box or whatever. Because I was modding some... Actually, I was modding some Alp switches for somebody. And I just put a bunch of these little springs in the tub. Oh, damn it. Now I got some stuck springs. Okay, there's the springs done. And now films. I like my cherry switches not broken in. I personally don't mind not broken in anymore because I feel like the big difference isn't that like bad. It's just not that bad to have not broken in cherry switches. Like, well, especially like right now with the Hyperglides and the MX2A, honestly, they're pretty damn good. But, I mean, yeah, they're not perfect though. But yeah, they're good. MX2A was a step up. Yeah, the batches are pretty good overall. Got some C3 banana splits, and they don't have loose tops. Wonder if they changed after. Yeah, it might be a batch dependent thing. I'm not sure though. Okay, just mildly brush my stem here. Sides, front, a little bit on the bottom. It's more than enough. So for JWKs, don't need to lube them much. Just enough to get a little bit on the stem is probably enough. They come pretty smooth. Just enough to silence a little bit of the up and down stroke, and to make it a little bit more consistent than the factory application. Can someone sell replacement leaves? I want to be like Drew. So are we doing the leaf replacement event sponsored big time by Novel Keys? So has Drew reached out to Novel Keys yet for the big event? When's my massive fundraiser happening? Where all I do is replace leaves and hopefully demonstrate some cool things. Okay, that's 5 switches. Didn't take more than a few minutes, right? I hope. Lightning, do you know who makes the super wide bezel numpad? I'm trying to buy one aftermarket. What super wide bezel numpad? What super wide bezel numpad is there out there? The problem is I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Alright. Let's open up the board now. Well, actually, you know what? Before that, let me just plug in the PCB. That's probably a better call. So let's plug it in and see that everything's good. I think it should be fine. But you never know. Double check. If it is not good, then that's too bad, I guess. I think it'll be okay. Okay, I heard a sound. Let me open up your switch hitter. Okay, that's fine. Good enough. Alright. I'd love to do a build with my alpacas though. It was one of my first linear builds back in the day. I personally think alpacas are still amazing. It's just me, maybe, but I think amongst the JWK linears, alpacas really were shining back in the day, and they still are quite good. So let's see. Let's open up this bad boy. RME. I watched this like brief video on how to open this without undoing extra things that I didn't need to undo. But let me just take a quick look here. I think, is it this one? Okay, so you just need to take off this plate, and then there's screws here, and then it comes right off. Okay, let's do that. So these are small hex screws, I think. Oh, there's 2 more screws here. So interesting to have screws at the front. It's not that common. Okay. Was I supposed to have not installed this? Hold on. Let me see. Was I supposed to not have these bump-ons? That's kind of annoying. So what happens if you already have your bump-ons on? Do you have to remove them every time? Might make it a little easier not to have them. So let me just remove them. Or just unstick them slightly. Okay. Yeah, I guess it is better to not have those bump-ons installed first, huh? It's interesting. I guess it is hot swap though. Okay, and then there are 2 screws here at the front, which seem to secure the case together at the front here. So remove those guys. Okay. Then this comes off. Okay. All right, what's next? Daughter board. Where's my little baggie of all the screws here? Probably there's a few here. Look at that. There's a lot of small screws. Okay. And then we gotta install these little they're like they're sort of like leaf springs. So let me get those. They are over here. Dropped a couple. Okay, so let's see. We have this one that covers a short place here. Then we have some longer ones. What's the difference between the old Alpacas to the V2? If I recall correctly, the older ones, I mean the newer ones, sorry, have better tolerances overall. I think that was the main thing, just better tolerances overall. For the switch, top, bottom, leaf, everything. notch equivalent at the bottom, I guess. Yep. Okay, so we got these little thingies, and then we have the assembly over here, right? So this assembly has little like tabs over here. So these guys get these little gaskets sort of like slotted in between them. So kind of like that. Like that. With the little pointy part pointing towards the bottom because that's where it's going to sit. So just put all of them around the entire PCB. I mean the plate. Hi Kiwi. Are you hungry already? It's crazy. What board am I using? Exclamation keyboard. It's called a King Saver. Okay, so all around the board like that. And then we can go ahead and put it on. Daughter board cable. Just bring it like that. And then they should just kind of fit right in. These little tabs. Okay, so these little leaf springs, sort of. Oh, yeah, pretty nice. And then, so let me just show you. Oop. Like that. So they act like little leaf springs. So when you press down, it's kind of on the more flexible side. So pretty nice. Okay, that's that. What's next? Let's see. That tightens on these inner screws a little looser. Okay. So I think just boom like that. Okay. Yep. Okay. Nice. And then screws at the front here. Oopsie. Secure those two first. And then there's this guy. Yeah, case there's a lot going on. Yeah, for real. For real. So there's two screws here at the front as well. And then, so you do those, so you do this, and then the sides also have these thumb screws that also sort of like lock everything in place. So right here. Pretty cool. Oh, should have put the O-ring in there. Little gasket to prevent from hard rubbing. Okay. Dude, this playlist takes me back to when I spent 6 months in Korea and feeling like I'm walking on Sinchon. On Shinchon. I'm glad I found your channel. Hey, how's it going? Well, thanks for sticking around. All right, so that's that part. Am I missing anything? Let me see. Okay, so extra screws. Just put them aside for now. I think it's just the wrist rest at this point, right? So if we want to use the wrist rest, it just kind of goes in place like that. Boom. But let's say for now I don't need to, but I can show it. So let me put the bump-ons here. And yeah, but the board is pretty much done. I think that's it. Yeah. I don't know what these were for. Oh, that's for the, oh, I think that's for the wrist rest actually. Okay, cool. So if you want to use the wrist rest, right? Like if I unplug this, aside for a sec. So if you want to like use the wrist rest, this kind of like goes like that. And then there are these two side pieces that sort of like lock in your wrist rest in place like this, sort of like these little locking mechanisms. And so I can use the little thumb screws for that. I could have sworn I've seen that Tohsi Industrial somewhere. Oh yeah? Huh, I wonder where. I wonder where. I'm not even being sarcastic, I actually just don't know. Is this supposed to be like a washer? So one on each side, I guess. Like this. There's 4 of them, so yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They just act like spacers. Huh. Kind of interesting. Okay. So if you want to like lock in your wrist rest, you can do that like this. Boom, boom, and then just tighten a little, and that's it. Now your wrist rest doesn't go anywhere. It's kind of interesting. Look at that. This wrist rest is like locked in place. We're locking in. Okay, and we can plug this in as well. Plug is all the way here. Kind of weird wrist rest, TBH. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not gonna lie. It's a bit different from what I'm used to, I feel. Did that plug in? I didn't hear the sound. Keycaps said retro mix lights. Oh, that was them? Oh, interesting. That's interesting. And I wouldn't have thought of that actually. Huh? I plugged it in. Where's my dun 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 sound? Let me try a different cable. Or let me try a different port rather. This one work? Huh? Did I forget to plug in my JST? I'm pretty sure I plugged in my JST cable, right guys? I like don't hear the sound. Okay, let me see. I thought I plugged in my JST cable. Okay, let me open it back up real quick. Huh. Bent pin maybe? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I thought I plugged it in though. Huh. I even tested it before I put it all together. Maybe it was when I shut the case up together, like the 2 pieces, maybe? I don't know. Let's put this apart though. Okay, has so many screws. Taking it apart is kind of a pain in the butt, I'm not gonna lie. Got like these front screws and then these back screws. There's quite a lot going on. But I mean, it is part of the design. I think the appeal of this is sort of like the Matrix boards. It's very like maximalist. It's just very full of features and it's just different from everything else out there, which I personally find really cool. Not necessarily what I would buy, but something that I ultimately respect having. That wrist rest ain't resting any wrist, that's for sure. It's just kind of clunky. Yeah. Oh, thanks for Mr. Kupo. Is that SNB? I did plug it in though, right? I actually don't see the port here, so it has nothing to do with that. Maybe I didn't plug it in properly. Don't see any bent pins. Is anything shorting perhaps? Maybe? Let me separate it from the rest. Actually, let's be extra safe. I don't really think it is an electrical problem. Actually, well, let's test it like this first, right? Because this is how I first tested it and it worked, which was the weird part for me. Gotta give my son a bath. Have a good night. Have a good one. Napunzeki. Oh, I see. Nice name. Okay, that works. Okay, so it currently works. Currently works, okay. So I unplug it. I now place my daughter board through. Oh, wait, that works. That worked. That worked. Just took a while, but that worked. Okay. So far, so good, I guess. Although, you know, something about all this makes me think maybe I just will put some electrical tape, because I don't know, maybe it is after I close up the case. It never hurts to be extra safe, though it doesn't really matter, I don't think. Lube going ham this Halloween? Yeah, it's cool to see. It's good. It's good. Good to see active makers out there. I should plug in the cable first. Oh, kiwi. Okay, let's double check. Okay, showed up. Good. And now, okay. Guess I probably didn't do anything wrong, but maybe it was not plugged in all the way or something like that. Hi, Kiwi. next? Hi. Yeah, yeah. Man, this wrist is bulky. Kiwi is 45 minutes early. He's always early though. He's early every single day. But he doesn't know that. For him, it's on time. For him, it's always on time. Do you think he's doing a Dia colorway this year? Liam? I'm not sure, to be honest. It's been like... He's done like, what, 5 now? It's quite a few. Frankly, it's a lot. I personally feel like doing it again is fine, but it's kind of like... It's been done. Tried and true. We know we're gonna like it. But I don't know. Does he have to? He did Necropolis 4. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I don't know. I personally would like to see him. I personally would like to see more different things, but that's maybe just me. Right. Okay. Maybe I'll check again. Okay, that works. Alright. Ah! There it is. Okay. Hi, Kiwi. Yes, Kiwi. The gelatinous one is the new one for this year. That one's really cool. Well, so it's funny because the gelatinous idea apparently is older, right? Like it's an idea that's been cooked for a while. It just never happened. But it's nice to see it happen. Alright, well, maybe it was a loose cable. I think it was just a loose cable for this. Oh, that was weird. Alright, so I guess that's done. Oh yeah, I'll put the bump-ons back, I guess. So what key set do we want to put on this? Did someone request something earlier? I actually didn't check. Let me check if anybody had a request earlier. Oh, ODM requested beige with orange or red subs. There's a few options for that. There is, let's see, beige with orange or red subs. So we have PBT. For PBT, I have CRP Cyrillic in both red and in orange. There's OG Cherry, which is Cyrillic. Oh my gosh, was that static, Kiwi? Kiwi just like transferred all the static. Oh my god, Kiwi. Oh my god. Kiwi. You're so staticky, dude. I heard it in my ear. He like rubbed on me and I heard no 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 don't no Kiwi, you're so staticky right now. Oh my god! Dude! Holy shit! Oh my gosh. Kiwi, you're so staticky. Please. Oh my god, you turned off like every device. That was crazy. Oh goodness gracious. No wonder. I was wondering where all this static was coming from. Now I know. Oh yeah, okay. He is ecstatic to see you. Oh, I mean, I'm sure he is ecstatic to beg. Oh god. Okay, yes, I do have APL as well, and orange Cyrillic. So I will let ODM make the choice, actually. So I can give, so there is APL, orange Cyrillic, red Cyrillic, what else do I have? Hold up, let me check here. Yeah, Russian red, Russian orange. Do I have any Hangul that was red? I don't think I do. Yeah, I think that's it. APL? Okay, APL sounds good to me. Alright, APL. Alright, so APL. Okay, APL it is. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back with APL. Let's see, CRP APL. It's been a minute. It's been a long time since I've seen this on the board. Oh, you know what's nice about this? So you know how people are always worried that with CRP you're gonna get like because like elevated keycaps because of like they're not recessed. So in this particular case, actually, this case appears to have a higher like case level, and so they don't show at all. They actually looks like recessed. So it does look pretty nice. I actually imagine GMK looks a decent bit more sunk in compared to this. So PVT does look nice on this though. Alright. The rest. F10. Arrows. Wait, what? Are we sure that CRP is not recessed? Why does it feel recessed? Huh. Alright, that's it. If it looks recessed, it is recessed. Yeah, I mean, yeah, whatever. If it doesn't look bad, who cares? Yeah. Alright, let's put some, we have some beige over here. We can put on some beige stuff. Maybe we can put this bokeh in here. Yes, Q, yes. And some other ones, maybe, yeah, this. I'm not sure if this will fit, but we'll see. Oh, it fits. Nice. And then Stali Fu, kind of cool. This zoom cap. That looks a little off, maybe. Maybe I'll not do. Maybe I'll show you not do the dolly foo. Maybe the dolly foo. Can put it some other time. Maybe I'll do the LP. All right. Alright, so there it is. Pretty nice. If you want to see it from the side, let me see if I can. If you want to see a little bit more, is that better? All right, I think that looks very nice. Okay, so. Let's try typing on this. Alright, let's try this out. Let's see, stop the music and move the mic over. Okay, let's give it a shot. So we have the Hans NEO802, or the Hans keyboard from Tohsi Industrial Design. This is currently running as a group buy through ClickClack.io. I'm not sure if that's a group buy or in stock, actually. Might want to check the listing for that. And this is the silver unit, I think. And this is currently built with Alpacas. On a full FR4 plate. We have CRP APL from Hammerworks for the keycaps, a PVT set, and yeah, this is Alpacas on full FR4. Let's give it a shot. Oh, let me switch it to 60 seconds actually, and let's give it a shot. What do you guys think? It's a little bit more muted, probably because of the PVT in the first place, and also the Alpacas and the FR4 combo kind of on the more muted side. This is currently with no flex cut PCB in plate. Oh, hello, Kim. How are you? So happy pre-Friday, yeah. Happy Thursday. Actually sounds pretty good though, in my opinion. So let's try the mods. Yeah, I think it sounds pretty good. Definitely ABS might sound a little bit more, like, maybe louder than this. I think the PVT definitely mutes the overall volume of the board as well. QE agrees. And so, yeah. And so, I'm actually wondering if the wrist rest has an effect on this. It's about the same. Oh, hi! Kiwi agrees. Kiwi agrees. Hi, Kiwi. Hi. He's like, yes, I agree. Keyboard, sound, muted, ABS good. Good boy. Oh. You wanna see his tail? Yeah. Okay. Say hi, Kiwi. Yeah, yeah. Kiwi says hello. Wanna say hi, Kiwi? Why you look worried? Say hi. Oh, Kiwi. It's like, let me in. Let me out. Let me off. Alright, Kiwi. Okay, he wants to... Oh, hi. Hi. Hi, Kiwi. Oh. Oh. Good boy. What's up? Oh my gosh. Is this paw filter food? Yeah. Oh. He just wants the pets. Next is accidentally step on the power button while standing on PC. Oh, thankfully my PC doesn't have enough room for that. Like, it's under my desk, so I'm a under desk PC-er. Oh, Kiwi. Kiwi loves attention though, yes. I thought stream just died. It gave me flashbacks to a few streams ago. Oh, are you just gonna... Okay, thanks. Oh, thanks for pressing my mouse too. Okay, so what do you think? I personally think I do like what this board sounds like, even with PBT. It definitely is a very maximal board with a lot going on, though. Like, not even kidding. Like, let's just briefly take a look at this. But this is kind of there's a lot going on this board. There's an engraving here. There's like these little grills, all these grills, more grills, and so definitely, like, if you're into that like maximal, chonky, sort of like industrial looking design, this is actually right up that alley. But it's like quite well done. Like, it's not it's a design that I would say it's expensive to manufacture because it has a lot of parts. There's a lot going on, but it's not poorly done at all. It's actually, the parts fit well together. These two actually serve a purpose. This actually secures the case pieces. There's like these two little knobs on the sides, right? There's like one here and one here. Kind of feels a little extra tactile with this. Kind of cool. As you can see, the port is right on the back over here. So if you're used to port over here or even in the center, you don't get that. You get a port on the side. Like, that's what you get. You get a port on the side of the board, like on this side of the board. So yeah, so if you're used to that, too bad. But so yeah, port is in a different place. It's not centered. It's not on the right side either. It's kind of on the, it's pretty much the inverse of this, but on the left side. So kind of interesting, a bit different. The accents are kind of neat actually. I personally think that the finish on the board is like unique because you have like very smooth. Okay, this is an anodized gray piece right here, but it feels very nice and smooth. But then the silver part here, like the main body of the board, is sort of like this. It's very textured. It's I don't know if it's anodized or if it's powder coated, but it's like textured. It has some texture to it. It doesn't feel sandy per se. Like, okay, it does have some like little bit of like grit to it, like kind of like a little bit of grippiness, but it's not like unpleasant. Like if I pass my hand like this, it's not unpleasant. It's not like a chalky bad type of like texture, but it is textured. Okay, like I showed this in the earlier part of the stream, but it is a much more textured finish. So if you want something of that like industrial nature, the finish on this is very unique because you get like glossy, smooth ano, and sort of like this much more matte textured finish on the bottom and on the top, right? So and you have all these engravings that sort of like blare out, you know, they're like screaming out the design name at you. And so if you like that, then this is right up your alley. It definitely reminds me a lot of a like a matrix board, right? So like Matrix Lab does these more maximal sort of designs, and this is definitely right up that alley. Like it's pretty much like very, very intense, just like has so much going on, and you get this like kind of gimmicky wrist rest. Like the wrist rest itself is, well, I mean, it's just a wrist rest. It is all metal though, so it is like quite you know, like it's gonna feel cold to the touch on a winter day. It's gonna, you know, but it like kind of like clasps onto the board like that, which is kind of interesting. I don't know what this flap is, but this flap opens up as well for whatever reason. It has magnets on it, and you can like just take it out and put it back in, do whatever you want. Maybe this is interchangeable at some point in the future, but it has that. So like if you take a look at it like this, yeah, sure, if you somehow, oh yeah, exactly. So if you're suddenly feeling like you wanna, well, it's actually too thick, but let's say you could scan this or something and make it, instead of this thickness, you make it a cover. Yeah, you can put a little bit of weed in there, or whatever you want, like, you know, like your secret notes, whatever, I don't know. You can put, you know, I don't know what this is for, but it's a little storage in there, so you can use it for whatever you want. I don't know what you would use it for, but it's kind of out there. This is just interesting, this like whole like little grippers here for the wrist rest on the board. But yeah, I mean, they kind of come as a set. You can choose not to. The difference of not ordering one is like $100 and some, so it is kind of an expensive wrist rest, to be quite honest with you. I wouldn't really get it. I don't use wrist rest myself, but if you're a wrist rest person, you know, by all means. Not a cheap keyboard at all, but if you're like into collecting eclectic, eclectic, just unique looking stuff, this design is right up that alley. And so I personally think it's pretty cool, and it's well made. I actually think the price is somewhat justified as far as the intricacies of the design are concerned. So yeah, I'll say that about the value proposition of the board. Honestly, not bad. The mounting style itself is interesting. The mounting style is soft. Like, you do have a good amount of like displacement and flex here, right? So you do have some give into this. So the typing feel of this board is pretty soft, I would say. It's not rock solid like top mount, but it's also not like O-ring or like a very, very flexible mounting. It's not that much. It does have some give, but the sandwiching of the top and bottom pieces along on top of this plate and this like kind of like gasket mount leaf spring assembly is actually somewhat more rigid than I thought it would be. I expected a lot worse, but maybe it's because the parts are thin. The sandwiching actually does do something, and it stiffens it up a little bit, but to the point where, you know, a gasket mount would not be unpleasant. So it's actually pretty pleasant to type on. It feels nice and soft. So typing wise, I would probably give it a solid, you know, in terms of like comfort, solid 9 out of 10. In terms of like stiffness though, I would say this is like a, you know, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 7.5 maybe. I don't know. So it's like on the stiffer end of a gasket mount, but not super stiff, and it's also not overly soft either. So, but and sound wise, like at first I've seen some demos of this board, and I thought, hey, they have foam. It probably and like, you know, the sound was like a, you know, nicely foamed up board kind of sound, but it actually sounds all right without any of that. I expected it to be like the Matrix. Which one is that? Is it the Matrix ME, or was it one of those like more bulkier Matrix boards? Had a very similar design to this, kind of more square, bulky design. I expected a sound like that from this board. Hollow, very like tin can, sort of like very resonant, very empty kind of sound. But frankly, I don't get that at all from this. Maybe it's because it's FR4 and also I got the non-flex cut here, PCB and plate and all that, but genuinely it's not as hollow sounding as I expected. So in terms of like resonance and hollowness, I would say like it's, you know, if 10 is very, very hollow and 0 is nothing, this is like somewhere in the 5 out of 10 or something like that, you know. So it's like not super hollow, but it's comfortable enough, I would say. And it doesn't sound unpleasant. Sounds pretty good with PBT. I tend to find that a lot of boards that sound pretty good with CRP also sound great with ABS, so take that as you will. Hey, Mr. EPP, how are you? Or lines of coke? Yeah, just put a little straw right here, put a little line like this, and then you just go fruit, 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 fruit. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. Colorado meet this weekend. Also, hi Kiwi. Kiwi is demanding for food because it is basically time. So I probably should feed him. Might be a special guest. You a special guest? You would be a special guest. What do you mean? You wouldn't? Why wouldn't you be a special guest, Mr. EPP? You are Colorado's lead builder, aren't you? Essentially. Okay, bye, Kiwi. Tried to grab him to show him, but yeah, he left. But he's just demanding from over there. All right. I'll probably wrap it up here though. But do want to sort of showcase this design once again though. So no, that's Jay Ridgey. Jay Ridgey is Colorado's best photographer, I'm sure. Coolest person with all the gear and all the cool stuff. Blushy shy. Yeah, so let me show you this board here one last time though. You don't know Boomerangaroo? Jay Ritchie is pro photographer. Also goes to Japan and takes cool photos and is about to blow more vacation money soon, TM. And hopefully we'll visit New York so we can have KBBQ. Colorado's older keyboard boomer. Also true though, yeah, that's true. Not many boomers out in Colorado in keyboards. But yeah, this design is pretty intricate and pretty cool though. Has this like lock, like screw actually, but it actually functions as a screw. It actually locks this screw, like this case in place, which is pretty neat. I personally think this board is pretty nice. It's definitely very very loud and very out there though. Sounds pretty okay though. Is Korean barbecue mainly beef? Yeah, primarily I would say. There's more pork in Korea though, yeah, because beef is very expensive in Korea. So I keep forgetting pork is a meat. Wow. Really? Just no chicken. Yeah. Getting chicken at KBBQ is a crime. Well, like, if you're gonna get chicken, go to a chicken specialty place. That's not KBBQ though. That's just chicken something. Chicken dish place. Like, if you get chicken at KBBQ, you know that person has never been to KBBQ. That's how you know. That's how you know people don't go to people haven't been to KBBQs when they order chicken. When they're like, "Oh, can I get the chicken this?" and they have it first or something like that. And I'm like, "Oh, no. So Kiwi likes chicken. Okay, Kiwi likes chicken. Okay, let me go feed Kiwi real quick. Hey, it's time. Oh. Okay. All right. If we talking barbecue, we gotta talk about Brazilian churrasco. Ooh, that sounds good. Or Argentinian too. I guess there's probably some beef there, but doesn't matter. Good old cookouts. So good. Good old parrillada. Gouted. Oh, that's sad. I need to introduce you to my Lord and Savior, arrachera. I mean, that's like saying ribeye, right? So, arrachera is great. Love me some picanha and some filet mignon. You know? Alright, Kiwi's eating, so that's why he's super quiet now. Alright, so let us wrap things up now, I guess. All right, that's it, Fraldinha. All right, folks, let's see. Is there anybody to rate at this moment? Oh, Apiary is streaming. Yuri is streaming. The Manic Geek is also streaming. As far as keyboards are concerned, I think that's it. Whoever you would like to watch. Apiary is doing a Logitech G710. She's been modding this Logitech for a while. Yuri is doing a QK75, and the Manic Geek is building a .65 PC plate build and a Rainy 75 rebuild. That's a lot of work. Alright, folks. Y'all are inspiring me to eat good food this weekend. You should. I mean, you should every weekend. I don't know why you wouldn't every weekend. I wish I could eat good food with Jay Ritchie. That would be nice. Alright. Shall we raid? Let's go raid the Manic Geek. I don't think I've raided the Manic Geek in a minute. And I believe we raided Apiary and Yuri some weeks ago too. Alright. Let's go raid over there. Oops, I'm late. I saw you come in and leave, Drua, so you were not late. I know. All right. Let's just shoot over some raid emotes if you have it. If not, it's fine. Wait, what? Oh, maybe you just have your Chatterino on. Never mind. Maybe it's just your Chatterino. All right. I'll see you guys later though. Thanks for stopping by. This was the Hans NEO802, I guess. I gave all the feedback I have regarding the plate to them, so hopefully they'll have a PCB mount cut out for the plate. But other than that, if you're purchasing this board, I think it's a pretty cool board. Very unique, just kind of different. So, yeah. All right. Peace, guys. I'll see you guys soon. I should have a 40% build next time. I'm doing a Ola Mini from Win Studio, so I'll be doing that one. I believe the one with the numpad was built by Patty. I saw that recently. But yeah, I'll probably do that one soon, and got some other client builds coming up in the pipeline as well. So I'll see you all later. Take it easy. Have a good rest of your week. Actually, weekend. Happy weekend to you guys. See ya.